I'm Scott Allen Miller. This is Sheep Guarding Llama. Welcome to the 17th of October 2020. I've got a GoPro sitting back there doing a time lapse of the yard. And a little bit worried that Mia's going to just kick it over. But so far, so good. They are being the cutest little brother and sister this morning. They're not really brother and sister, obviously. Different kinds of dogs. But they are just so adorable all morning. Last night was... So first of all, before I get distracted, managed to go on a nice walk last night. Did just shy of 10,000 steps overall, which is nothing much, but it's... You know, COVID has made it that we're just never out doing anything and never going anywhere. And I was pre-COVID. I was trying to go swimming all the time, and now we're just stuck in the house. So I'm trying to get out and do these walks now that it's kind of just the thing to do, and the weather's nice. So 10,000 steps is a start to being active, and it's above the recommendations for my age, which is 8,000 steps. And I'm really trying to get 11 or 12, but with as busy as I am, getting 10, I'm happy, right? And I'm trying to do it kind of a brisk walk, and I'm starting to really utilize my watch for GPS tracking. I don't even realize it has it, but I can turn on the GPS on my watch and it maps. It didn't used to do this when I first got it. It would do like an emergency find your way back home kind of thing, but it didn't map you or anything. Now my 2-year-old Amazfit it's probably not quite that old, but I definitely had it a while before I went to Nicaragua. It's got this GPS feature and lets me just turn it on, and it tracks everything, my stride, my pace, and then when I get back and it attaches to my phone, it maps the whole thing and stores it in the app. None of that was there before. So really nice upgrade there, because I love being able to do that. I like being able to just wander streets, wander around the park, and then be like, where did I go? What did I do? How far was it? Like, I hate trying to track all that stuff manually. This makes it that I can just wander, and then when I get back, be like, what did I do? That was really cool. Now, this is what a naughty dog is like. This is Clive so many days, whether it's the tarpaulin or getting into the potting soil down there, or he is just such a puppy. But, oh my gosh, he's adorable. Hey, go play with Mia. Where's Mia? Where's Mia? Where's me? Go get her. Can you get her? She's gonna get you. Whoop, whoop. Well, that was different. Okay, cool. So they're being so good. So last night is the first time that Clive, the little one, managed to make it the entire night without having to get up in the middle of the night. So far, his trend has been sleep until 3 or 4, get up, we have to take him out, he goes to the bathroom, and then we take him back. But putting him into his cage, he wasn't super happy, and what he's been doing for the last little bit is he figured out that Paul's up by about 4 or 5, so he would make us get up, and he would not go back to bed, and he would wait for Paul to get up. So either Paul's already up, and I would just hand him off to Paul, and then he would snuggle with Paul on the couch and fall asleep when I went back to bed, or he would make me stay up with him until Paul got up. Basically, he figured out he got snuggles if he got up and peed at the right time. Now that he's in the bed, he has snuggles all night, and he doesn't have an incentive to get up and go anywhere and move to the couch. So he actually slept until just after 8 o'clock this morning, which is amazing. And then I took him out. He did his thing. He did curl up on the couch and sleep with me for an additional 2 hours, so he went until 10, and now it is almost 11. He and Mia have been playing a bit. They've had their breakfast and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, so this is a big breakthrough for us that he is now sleeping the whole night through. There's some chance of getting real sleep. I haven't looked at my watch to see what my sleep cycle was like yet, but I bet it was pretty decent. Although I do still have the problem that as I'm going to bed, because I don't fall asleep straight away, but I do find that if I do Duolingo just before I go to bed, it's just enough of an effort on my brain that it makes my brain really want to go to bed. And so I'll do that, and then my brain will be like, no, just put your head down and go to sleep, and I'll start nodding off, wrap up my Duolingo and go to sleep. It only takes about 5 minutes, like it's pretty fast. And while I'm doing that, he will go from wherever he is and crawl under my chest and like snuggle in and be like, pay attention to me as I fall asleep. And then there's nowhere to put my head because there's a dog in the way. So that's a little bit of a challenge that we're working on there. So today is Saturday. I am doing this early in the morning. It's not even noon yet, and I'm doing the recording, but I was doing this time lapse with the GoPro that's underneath my seat just because I don't get enough video of the dogs and stuff, and I don't have enough things to film right now. So I'm really just looking for excuses. I suppose I could start filming things around the house, but it's not the kind of filming I do, and so it's like, I don't know if it's really worth it. But it's, I'm trying to learn the GoPro, trying to learn the settings, trying to get my workflows going, blah, 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 blah. So I'm doing that. So it is gorgeous. I have my coffee. I brought it out here. I've been watching YouTube this morning, doing travel and video shows, the two things that I watch. Did find a new channel that I like, starting to watch that. One of the things that's been tough with YouTube, not as a YouTuber, but as a YouTube viewer, is that the amount of content being created for YouTube has tanked. For obvious reasons, right? To say, I'm not making anything, right? Like, it's just not happening. People are stuck, whether it's COVID depression or the fact that they can't travel or they can't go outside the house or just less businesses going on or whatever. There's a lot less content coming out. And so even though I subscribe to like 100 channels and I go to the all button every morning, there's like nothing to watch. And what is there, obviously the travel channels have turned into some pretty boring content for the most part. A few of them are starting to get out again. But, in some cases, you got some people like Carl Watson who have old footage, like me, and are turning it into something. And so that's something, right? But overall, it's a struggle to get anything out there. That was a sound. It was probably a squirrel on the roof. And so I'm going on YouTube, but it's like, there's just nothing to watch. And then I go to, Netflix and all those things. And unless I'm really looking for a challenge, like I'm going to watch foreign language programming, which I love, but if I'm like doing other things, I can't pay enough attention because I'm trying to listen to the language in most cases. If it's Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, German, right? Then I'm really trying to concentrate on the language and trying to read as little as possible. And if it's not one of those languages, then I don't even have a cue to, and I have to just read it all the time. And so it's very focused, but I want to be, on Instagram, and I want to be chatting with people and keeping up with work and possibly doing some uploads and maybe doing some editing. And it's like, I can't do two things at once. There really isn't any new content that's grabbing me in English. And I don't tend to sit around on my own watching reruns, right? I'm not going to watch Frasier. I'm not going to watch Hot in Cleveland. I'm not going to watch, whatever on my own. If the kids want to watch it, then I'll do it. If Dominica wants to watch it, then I'll do it. But on my own, I just don't. And so I'm really struggling to find things to watch these days, which is normally not too big of a problem. Just don't watch things, right? Go in my office, sit at my computer, do work, go out and take a walk, go film something, do something, right? Like, not a big deal, except the dogs, like this morning, from 8 o'clock till 10, they're like, you got to snuggle us. They both fell asleep. So I had Clive on my left arm and Mia up against my right. I couldn't even get up to get my coffee. So this is my first coffee of the morning at 11. I haven't eaten anything, haven't done anything, just been stuck on the couch because they needed snuggles. And if you get up, then they're restless and then they're unhappy. And so that's why I need things to watch, is because of that stuff. What a pain that is. It's a pain. It really is. But, so my plan now, because Liesl and I are watching Wizards of Waverly Place, and she's enjoying that, and it's nice that we can spend time together. So my plan is to move the temporary machine that I'm using for video editing out into the living room, put on Wizards of Waverly Place, because Liesl is up and sitting in the living room now, and just doing things on her iPad or whatever. Not on her iPad, on her Kindle Fire. I hate using iPad as a generic term for things. It's not a generic term. So maybe get some editing, because I really want to get... That's got to be... it's Southwest when it's that loud, because we're right next to Love Field. And so often you can actually see the insignia. They're low enough. But I really want to get this Rome episode out, because it's been a little bit longer than I like. Oh, that's definitely Southwest on the landing pattern. I should have turned the camera around. You could totally see the whole thing. It was really low just over the neighbor's house, banking as it comes around for the airport. I really want to get this video out because it's been 3 weeks since the last one. I can't do it this weekend because I need Dominica for a bunch of voiceover work. So I'm going to wait until she has time to do that. So hopefully Tuesday. Monday is going to be busy. Kat is coming over. She has someone she wants to introduce us to. They want a Dungeons and Dragons night. I've got the new computer to set up. Fingers crossed. There's just a lot going on Monday. And then Tuesday, rumor is I'm running first to Oklahoma to pick up Lula. Hopefully everything's okay there. And then driving her to Waco because there is a foster down there that's going to take her, at least for the moment. We're not completely convinced it's going to be a great situation for her, but we haven't found another alternative. So we're kind of stuck with that. So it is what it is. We'll see how that goes. But so Monday and Tuesday are going to be really busy because obviously I'm working during the day as well. So hopefully by Wednesday, I'm going to have a chance to have Dominica doing voiceovers for Rome. And with that, hopefully I'll have the video portion done tomorrow. And it'll be ready to at least get out. It's going to be a rough one. I've been really struggling with it. I think we're going to make an attempt at trialing Epidemic Sound because we need to have a broader range of music. I love the music service I've been using. I would buy the soundtrack to the Take Flight videos. I think there's so much great music in there. But it's all of a certain style, and I think I need something different for Rome. And so Epidemic has some really great stuff that I like, and everybody raves about them, both because it's a cool service and the price is good, but also because their licensing model is excellent. So I really want to try that. And Dominica is super supportive. She keeps being like, go buy it. And I'm like, I don't want to just jump into it when I'm not quite ready, but I think I'm at the point where I got to have it, and I got to learn how to use it and all that stuff. So there we go. So I'm going to try to work on that, and I want to get at least the video portions done this weekend because I'm using the old laptop, and I want to be ready for Monday when I get Ubuntu installed on the new laptop, that I get all the tools and stuff that I use installed on the new one and ready and start using it for video editing going forward. I don't want to try to move the Rome one over to it unnecessarily when I'm so close to being done. And I did figure out, I went back, I did this massive upload to GoPro's online service, so I have a much better ability to look through my old videos and pick things out. And I have some really good Hero Black 5 footage from my 4K second generation. I had a Hero 4, a Hero 5, and now I have the 9. My middle camera, the one that had the Karma gimbal, and I still have it, I use it, right? I have footage from that in Rome on the same tour bus that we took our nieces on, Madeline and Emily, last summer. And so I'm just going to cheat and use some of that footage because my footage from 2017 is rock solid and looks gorgeous. And the footage from 2019 is garbage because it was 100 degrees, 99. And I had the Lumix, which is great. I love that camera, but I didn't have a tripod or a gimbal, and I'm riding a bus, so it's all right. And it's not super wide angle, but the GoPro is crazy wide angle with the Karma gimbal. It was my first thing I shot, right? We bought it on the way to the airport to fly to Rome. So this is like the very first thing I did was like, I'm on the bus. I'm like, I got to film everything because I got this new thing. And the footage from that is amazing. It looks beautiful. And it was the perfect thing for that gimbal, right? I'm sure that gimbal's better than what I have on the Hero 9 now, but the Hero 9 is much more flexible. But I'm glad I've got that footage with the 5. It's going to be really cool. So I'm going to clip that in some spots and replace some really crappy footage from the Lumix with that. And so it's going to make the video a bit better, I think. And Dominica's had me put in a bunch of still photos. It worked out okay. Some of them I don't really like. I didn't have very much to work with. Rome was just so tough. And a lot of the later stuff in Europe is going to be that way because the temperatures were just crazy and we were moving around a lot more. The time in Greece, the weather was in the 80s and we were stationary for so long that it was just perfect. So anyway, it is a glorious 55 degrees out here. Both dogs, I managed to, he's just sitting there eating grass. He just comes out and sits. and Mia just does her thing being a maniac. But it is 55 degrees. I'm loving this. The house is great. I've got double socks on because my feet are sore from all the walking, and so they're warm. I'm wearing my jogging pants. Not that I jog; they're just jogging pants. And I'm actually chilly. Liesel's bundled up in a fuzzy blanket. She's so cold. It is so nice to have the weather be like this. It has been beyond needed. I can't stand summers in Texas. They're too much. But this is nice. And so we'll be warm-ish in a few days. But for the next couple days, it's going to be very, very nice. And going out for walks is going to be really nice. So I'm going to wrap that up for part 1. I will see everybody later today. And hopefully I get some cool footage from the GoPro. But mostly they're being pretty boring. So I don't know if that's really going to be possible. They're just, yeah. If we had a close-up of Clive, he's pretty cute over there, just because he's a little tiny potato, but they kind of stopped playing. Too cold for them, too. So this is making them very cuddly on the couch, having weather like this. That is one of the other things about the summer in Texas, is that the house has to be so warm that Mia won't snuggle anybody. She goes up to the far side of the black couch and gets all by herself, and so she can see everybody because she wants to be close, and she'll do that. And when the couch gets too warm, she just moves into the middle of the floor and lays out on the laminate and spreads all out and is like, I gotta cool down. And then she'll just move around to other places to stay cool. And Clive is mostly snuggly because he's tiny, but it's still pretty much that he's not looking for it to be held nearly as much. But now that it's colder, both of them are just like, oh, hold us all the time. And he's already taken to sleeping under the covers. She does not. She never did. That's not her thing. She'd have to be super cold for her to ever consider that. But for Clive, he's already a climb under the covers and snuggle and keep warm dog, which is perfect because that's how Boston Terriers are supposed to be. All right, I'll see everybody later today.